The views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the policy or position of ONTV's management, staff, or board of directors.
Hey, I actually did it right. I recorded and pushed the record on the video and the audio. It's time for another fabulous episode of
Talking Nude.
Man, we were off a couple weeks because I was sick and I was at home and I wasn't.
Talking Nude.
I was barely moving. I was like death warmed over and I was just.
Talking Nude.
I wish I was, but actually I couldn't because I was coughing up and hacking mucus and
Talking Nude.
she was over there talking nude, but I was just not at all.
Talking Nude.
I'm just glad that I'm feeling better and now we can do our show of.
Talking Nude.
Because we got a lot to get into. I mean, I still got a little bit of nasal, but I can still. I knew I was going to get you.
I see.
A,
Mm.
A,
Ah.
A, ooh, E, hey, ho, Who you calling a hoe?
You're so silly.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another
Good
fabulous,
morning.
fantastic episode of
Talking Nude.
where we talk live, uncensored, uncut, unfiltered, unedited about whatever the fuck we want. Why?
Because it's Talking Nude.
Exactly. I am one of your hosts, Jason. This is my beautiful wife, Mrs.
Kathy.
Hey.
Kathy, hey.
Hey.
I'm exhausted this morning.
Girl, who you telling?
I've been up since 4, though.
Yeah.
I do not sleep. Me and sleep are just not friends.
No.
No, I was like up. I try to go back to sleep.
So
Sitting
sleep's your
quiet.
ops then?
Yeah, it really is. Because I was sitting in the peace. Because I like it in the middle of the night. I do. Do you know how I know when it's around like time for me to get up? It's because I start hearing cars going up and down the road. Like people start getting out around 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's so peace and quiet. It's like peaceful. So I like that time of the night. But I like it. But last night I just couldn't go back to sleep because sometimes I'll wake up to go to the bathroom about 3 o'clock and I'd be like, oh my God, no traffic. It's peace and quiet. I'll get back in the bed and just be like, oh, I just love no traffic. You know? But tonight I was like, oh my God, I couldn't go back to sleep, but I did enjoy the peace and quiet.
That's
did.
good. I'm glad I'm feeling better because I was just, the funny thing is when you're sick, you're actually cold. So is it called death cold over? It's not really death warm over because, I mean, I was feeling it. And the crazy thing is it wasn't like a fever. It wasn't me throwing up or anything. It was just straight up congestion. Like it was so bad I could not breathe. I was hacking left and right. Kathy was getting annoyed. She wanted to throw pillows at me. It was a whole thing. But I'm just glad I'm feeling better, man, cuz for real, like I was just not feeling the greatest. We got to watch some holiday movies though.
That's very true. Dope. Sorry, I'm looking at this not text, but this post that Dope Da Vinci put up. This is more funny. It says oral sex is not really sex. I'm dying on this hill, and my remark's gonna be so. If your girlfriend gets her pussy ate from another guy, it's not sex, so it's not cheating, right?
So what did Dope say? What did Dopey say?
He said,
Dope Da Vinci, right?
yeah, oral sex is not really sex. I'm dying on this hill. That was his post. So
Wow.
my post back to him was going to be, so if your girlfriend gets her coochie ate by another dude, it's not sex, nor is it cheating. I want to know.
Of course you do. Of course you want to know.
It's the truth. I want to know. He said he's dying on that hill. Okay. I will die on the hill with him. And amen. Because you know how many women would say, okay, cool, I'll go get my coochie ate. Fuck some penetration. I'll go get my coochie ate. It's not cheating. It's not sex. It's not any of that. Okay, sure. Why not? And also guys, too.
The
Guys will say the same thing.
crazy thing is you were sick before I was sick, and you were really messed up.
Yeah, I was. I was fever and everything.
And then out the blue, I ended up getting sick, which was fucked up because I was like, damn, this is some bullshit. Like, I really was not feeling at all my normal self at all. And I had to go to work, which really sucked. You know what I mean? Because I had to push through it. I didn't have no vacation days lined up like a lot of other people did. But I'm looking forward to Christmas. We've been watching Christmas movies. The other day we watched a documentary about John Candy called "I Like Me," which is really good. Don't watch it on Amazon Prime though. Don't watch it on Amazon Prime because it keeps just, especially with the ads, because it just kept buffering. It was annoying the fuck out of me. I kept going back in out Amazon Prime. It was just some bullshit. But how was your weekend, dear?
Good. Not, let me see. Good. Honestly, what did I do this weekend? What did I do?
What did you do?
I worked. Worked. Oh no, this weekend was just awful. Never,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
That's how fast I'm glad I forgot it though, honestly. But I had a very emotional weekend. One of my clients' brother, an ex-client of mine, also, because he used to be my client, but our schedules just couldn't meet up. He passed away. One of my clients passed away,
Yeah. Rest in peace,
and
Tony.
I went to the funeral on Saturday.
Hey, Gummy.
Funeral was really nice until the end. Some
Yeah.
people have to just get up and just act a fool and act crazy. But it was more sad. It was a very sad and emotional weekend. I feel like I'm more thinking about how he looked in the casket. Like when you personally groom people, like I do, like you personally like trim their mustache, line up their mustache, and line up their hair, cut their hair, and then you see them like in the casket, and they just don't look groomed. It was just like he had stubble on. I just felt like they just didn't do a good. He looked good, like the clothes he had on, the clothes.
Yeah.
They had his watch, his glasses, but even the way they put his hands was so. It was so. It wasn't natural. That's all I can say. And every time I go to funerals and look at the dead bodies, because yes, I'm one of them people. I need to see what the dead body looks like for my own mind. And also too, I just like I'm fascinated with it a little
She's
bit.
fascinated with death.
Yes. I just have this. I stand by what I say on this. When you die, it's a difference between when you die, like in a hospital or in your bed or at the scene or whatever. You look peaceful when you die. A lot of the time, if you fall out from a heart attack, you fall out, or you just die in your sleep or whatever, die of stomach cancer, whatever. You look like you're sleeping when you die. From what I've noticed from all like the dead bodies I've seen. However, then you go to the funeral. That same person that you looked at in their hospital bed that just looked like they were sleeping looks like just a Play-Doh cold. What's the word I want to say? Like, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. That's all I can say. It just doesn't look good once they put that embalming stuff in you. It's kind of like it takes away your natural something from the body.
So a lot of people didn't know this. This was in the news. Terrell Edwards was the guy that killed Tony. Antonio Craig. Rest in peace to Antonio. The stepson that was in Pontiac. So basically, to go into the story a little bit, they're married, Antonio and his wife, and she stepped out, had a kid with someone else. He stayed with her. You know what I mean?
Damn, honey, just put it all out there.
He
Damn.
stayed with her. You know what I'm saying? Despite all the,
Allegedly, y'all. We're gonna say allegedly. This is the stuff we've heard. Allegedly, rumored. We can't say it's facts. Allegedly.
Allegedly, but it's called talking nude.
Yeah, I know.
So we're
but
not talking censored. So
but allegedly.
bottom line is he fucking raised this kid as if it was his own. And then
and
he turned around
and shot him
and
dead.
shot him like multiple times. And what's crazy about it is it happened literally like around Thanksgiving. Wasn't it like on Thanksgiving? Like the day after Thanksgiving, dear?
Yep.
Was it like around Thanksgiving?
The week after.
Yeah, whoever's messaging can wait.
Jason, it
Uh-huh.
just went off.
She got distracted. She's like looking at her phone. But yeah, it was like little after Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving.
Yep. And it was
And-
just it was so tragic.
And
for
of
me.
course they're trying to. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck.
They're always
People
trying to
keep
say
talking
it's mental
about it's a
illness.
mental illness. Oh, he had mental illness issues and da 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 da. No, okay. There's such a thing as premeditated murder. There's such a
Yeah.
thing as someone was mad, angry, and wanted to unalive somebody.
Well, only he knows this. Only he knows what went on because only two of them in the truck that night.
That's
And I
horrible.
guess from what his brother told me, he was on high on pills, had an episode, and that's what happened. But nobody know. That's what I guess the young boy told the prosecution or whatever.
Of course he did, because they're not going to admit that, he was angry and just flipped out. Like
Right.
regardless, is
Either way,
he did something really stupid. You popped some pill, whatever you
you
did
killed your
something, and
stepfather,
you're unalived your stepfather. Like
who you live with
what?
at the time too. You live with this man.
Like he took care of you. He
Ever.
raised you as
Yep.
his own.
Yep.
Man.
It was so sad, so tragic. Like him and his brother Johnny were really, really close. It was just sad. That's all I can say. It was very tragic, very sad, but a beautiful big funeral. That's what I would say. And it's just, I couldn't believe it was real. Only reason why is because like I've known that whole family, like from some of their cousins to their homeboys to the dad to the brother, the mom, and so it was just so unreal seeing Tony in the casket. I think I can't. It's been hard for me to get past that.
Right.
I'm not gonna pretend to lie. It's
Well,
been
you're
hard.
not going to get past it, because here's the thing, okay? Death
I remember our
happens.
last
It's hard
conversations.
to process. You never really get over it. You just have to somehow
Accept
accept
it. I
it.
think it's the fact of all of us laughing, giggling in my salon, kicking it, and now it's like, man, it's kind of the same way when Erica died too. I remember having conversations with Erica. Next, I saw her in a box, and it's just like, holy moly! But it makes you think about life. That life is very precious. Enjoy the people around you. Enjoy your loved ones, and
Yeah.
that's what it teaches you. Enjoy your loved ones. Love on the people that you love. Just that's all I can say.
Yes.
Because the blink of an eye, they could be gone, and I just feel so bad for my client Johnny because that's my ace boon coon. I always say that because he's been with me just as long as Jason has been with me. They've been getting their hair cut by me since I charged $8. That's about 16 years, and Johnny's an every 2 weeker. So for me, I see him so often. So that's why I used to see his dad that often. I see his brother that often back in the days, and it's like that's why it's like it's so hard because it's like I see these people often. Now I'm like he's not here, and I have to. And with Johnny, it's like they were so close. And one thing I loved about them too is they were always told each other they love each other.
Yeah.
They always did. It was like, love you, bro, love you, bro. He dropped him off, love you, bro, love you. It's like they always were. They were like twins, but even though they're a year apart, So it was just sad. But Tony
There was
left
a
a
good
good legacy.
turnout too. You
Yeah.
said that there was a lot of people that loved him.
One of
You
his
know.
son got up and spoke and did his eulogy. His
Yeah.
son did, and his son talked about how he was in and out of jail for for a lot of years, but he had been out for the last 7. And he said his dad used to say to him, you're fucking me up. You're fucking me up. You're getting in trouble all the time. But if you don't go back anymore, I'll help you out and I'll be there for you. And it was such a beautiful speech that he gave.
That's real.
It was such a beautiful speech how he was talking about his dad, that how, his dad said, I'll help you out. It was just so beautiful. That's all I can say. It's hard for me to talk about because I'm all over the place with it because it's like I still think about him in that casket.
Yeah. See, when my grandmother passed away, I couldn't look at the casket because I saw like a half a glimpse and I almost literally broke down. I didn't tell you that, but like I looked up and people were looking at her, and I didn't have to go up there to really see how she looked in the casket. I actually saw part of it, and I just was like, I can't go up there and see her like that. Like it was hard. Like even when my boy Big Will passed away, rest in peace to Big Will. When I went there, it was crazy. You know, same thing with Ali. You know what I'm saying? Ali, when Ali passed away, it's hard to see someone that you had a personal relationship with, that you were friends with, and you had fellowship. I mean, for crying out loud, we went out to dinner with Big Will and his wife Davita. You know what I'm saying? Like went out to
Right.
Jalapenos,
That was hard.
and then he'd come into my store when I worked at Dollar Tree, and he'd come in and say what up, and we'd get a little quick picture or two, And then for him to be gone, I remember the year he passed away, his daughter came in and she was doing stuff for the homeless. So it was really cool that, his pure heart basically passed on to his kids, that they were, trying to, because I was watching the thing last night when you were sleeping about the homeless in Michigan, and it really touched my heart because right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but when the government shut down, a lot of the shelters were really struggling to keep food in the pantries and to keep beds open because a lot of these places are state funded. They're very, very seldomly are they federally funded. Um, if I'm saying that right, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right, babe?
Yep.
Stuff state funded, not usually federally funded, and so they need more shelters.
That's true.
And you know what they're doing in Michigan, which is crazy. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, it's a great idea." They're doing this thing called Pod City, and I think I told you this about a couple years ago. They're building these one bedroom like little apartments with a little bed, a little closet to put their storage stuff in, and it's got power and they got access to food or whatever, but it's called Pod City. So it's like, let me get this straight. You won't help the homeless, but you'll give them a little tiny thing to get. It's almost like they're doing it to get them out of the way so people don't have to look at them on the street.
That's true.
That's horrible. Like, why don't they just open take a mall, an abandoned mall or something, and renovate the mall and let people live in there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true.
if you're gonna go to do the little Pod City, do a community, do a thing for everybody.
But my thing is, there shouldn't even be.
It shouldn't be homeless.
Thank you. I will always say that. I will stand
No, there
behind
shouldn't
that.
be.
How do you? There shouldn't be people like Bill Gates and
No.
what's
But
his name?
didn't you
Elon
say
Musk
didn't you
and
say though
Oprah?
that the people stopped like Oprah from putting money out to people like the
Yeah, in
government?
this country, yes, you can't. If they give it to you, basically, if they make you a star, they basically say it's our money. You cannot take our money and
But
better
is
your
it
people.
but
with
is it their money if they're getting the money for the work that they done? Like,
It's not really considered their work. It's considered we made you a star. I'm the boss.
that's horrible.
We gave you a network. We allowed you to have this network. We allowed you this fame. We allowed you this money.
And
We
see,
own you.
the thing is, right, we wouldn't have a homeless situation if the cost of living didn't keep fucking going up. I'm just gonna fucking say it. The
I
cost of
know.
living keeps going up, wages keep going up. I did there was another thing on YouTube I was watching last night while you were sleeping. There's 10 places.
How did you not go to bed last? Oh, I went to bed at
There's
11.
10
That's why.
places all over. I went to bed about 1. There's 10 places all over the state, all over the states, different states that you can live at between $500 and $800 a month. And they don't tax your Social Security. Like when you're retired, they give you tax breaks, all kinds of shit, right? But yet, you go to other states, I get it, it's supply and demand. But here's what's fucked up. You should never have to pay $3,000 a month for a fucking apartment in the ghetto.
Nope, not
You
at
should
all.
not have to pay $1,200 for a house in
That has not
Pontiac.
been remodeled in 20 million decades.
You should not have to pay $1,200 for a house in Pontiac in the ghetto. You shouldn't. And that's the problem is the wages are not catching up to the cost of living. Cost of living is ridiculous. Unless you have 2, 3 jobs and a side hustle on top of that and you're door dashing, you're barely making a living. And people don't want to talk about it. Our
Yeah.
elected officials, they just basically gloss it over. Oh, well, we got to worry about insurance and health insurance. And
I'm just at a point where this is where I'm at. I these jobs I'm not understanding anymore. I'm not understanding them. Maybe because after the one I just got fired from. But I'm
yeah,
not
let's talk
understa-
about that. What the fuck happened?
Because here's what it is, you guys.
We gonna talk nude, damn it.
I just don't trust jobs anymore. I feel like employers, like, okay, Jason's job is I call it mutually beneficial. Your job is mutually beneficial. They work y'all to death. Yes, I will
Yes.
give y'all that.
Yes.
But in return, though, you guys, they keep you healthy. They even do health screenings.
Yeah.
They do fucking health screenings to
Flu
make sure.
shots, all that
Yes,
shit.
health screening, flu shots. They pay for your family's health care.
Yep.
Then, end of the year, they give you a bonus to help you pay your taxes because they know they pay you so much money that you're going to pay high in taxes, but they give you a bonus at the end of the year. Then they give you FMLA. They give you 401k, life. They give you stuff that's mutually beneficial, so you're taking care of your employee,
Yeah.
and you're taking care of them by working at their business for the hours that they have you there. That's great. Why can't jobs be like that? These jobs, though, want you to come make them a fortune while they drive off in their Lexus and their nice car, live in their nice neighborhood while you're driving a hoopty, and you're supposed to be okay with the little bit of money they pay you with no benefits, no nothing, but they want your dedication. They want you there. They want you helping them build their dream.
Well, here's my thing.
But
I'm gonna say
they're not giving anything to help you build your dream.
you had a 1099. You were an independent
Yes, at this
contractor,
particular
but
job,
she treated you
like
like
I
a
was
fucking 9 to 5
Yes, W-2
on the
employee.
paycheck W-2 employee. And here's the thing, people.
Let me
If-
finish telling the story first, honey, so I can actually.
Two seconds. If you're a 1099 person, you should be treated as a 1099 person and not a W-2
Okay, for those of you who don't know what that is, 1099 employee is a self-employed employee, which means you make your own hours, your own rules. You come and go when you please. You pay your own taxes. But the place I worked at, she was trying to treat you like a W-2 employee. You got to come to work when she says so. Leave when she says so. Take your bathroom break when she says so. But she's not paying any of your taxes. Nothing. She's not giving you any benefits. There's no benefits of anything. And then on top of this is the number one thing that I absolutely reason my work performance there tanked. And I admit this because I never should have accepted the job when I heard how the pay works. A 1090 in a straight commission, 50% commission.
You were getting paid every 2 weeks.
Yes. How am I getting paid every 2 weeks when I'm a 1099 employee? That's like W-2 work. So I'm making money for this woman. The customers come in and pay full price. So the money's there that day. I don't understand why I'm not getting paid at the end of the week. It should be every week, not every 2 weeks. I'm coming 1 week and getting paid nothing, and the next week I get paid. No. If you're a 1099 employee and you're straight commission, the money is available already because the customer comes and pays. If the customer comes and pays $100 and my commission is 50% of that, the $50 is already there. So I should be getting paid that week at the end of the week I worked, getting paid. It shouldn't be every 2 weeks.
Why do you think these employers are doing this to people? Do you think it's a plan that they're purposely doing that to withhold your money?
Yes. I think she uses all 1099 employees, including her little. She has like the classes, the readers, the people who work the little rooms that she has. I think she's doing it to everybody. I think she's paying her bills with the people who are her 1099 workers because the retail isn't selling because it's overly priced, it's high end, and people are doing the same thing that I was doing, taking pictures of it and then going look at how much it is on Amazon, every other store.
I think the thing that pissed me off the most and really upset me is you didn't.
And she emailed.
They didn't give you no heads up.
No,
it was a
because in
fucking
there-
email, and
Yes.
there was other people that were doing the
I
same
was fired,
shit.
you guys, by email. But the thing is,
There was other people doing the same shit.
yes, the thing is, but
Like missing days, but
here's what I learned.
favoritism ass bitches is what it is.
This is what I learned. Just because somebody else does it doesn't mean you can do it too. I realized there was favoritism. I called off every other week. I'm not going to pretend to lie because I called off next to payday. I want to get paid. If I'm there on
But
Saturday,
you were also
I
sick
wanna-
that last time. though.
I know, but for her, it was what her email had said was basically that I wasn't profitable. I wasn't making her enough money because I wasn't coming. Well, I saw everybody else not coming. I'm 1099. I can come when I want to. To me, I was coming the Saturday before payday because I want to get paid.
You're nicer
don't
than
wanna-
I am.
I
'cause
don't
still
wanna
would've
wait
had a
a
fucking
week.
talk with her about that bullshit.
And she even went against her own manual. Her own manual said if she has any issues, any problems, that she will talk to you. Nope, she didn't talk to me. She just emailed me. And then here's to top it off.
That's some bitch
she
shit.
literally, I text her back and said, okay, why, I don't understand. Why are you firing me? Basically, in her email, she said I was costing her money and that I wasn't profitable. And then she said, well, I had lots of customer complaints. I go, no, you didn't. And then she tried to put one on there, and she chopped off the name on top, who there was two, and the name on the bottom. And it was about...
In other words, it was someone else's complaint.
Yes. And it wasn't about me. It was the complaint. I read the complaint. I'm like, I never did this person. I don't do phone readings. I do in-persons. But it was about a phone reading. So that's why I knew she was lying. And I knew what it was about. It was about the fact that I wouldn't teach classes in her place. She wanted me to teach classes. Wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to sit there and let her double book my books like she was trying to do, try to take away my breaks. She was trying to manipulate me, and I wasn't going to let her because I'm 1099. I literally know what that means. But in her world, it's 1099 just means she doesn't want to pay your taxes or have you on a payroll or any of that
But
stuff,
also,
which
you
is
ain't.
actually illegal in the it's actually illegal. But she wanted to treat me like a W-2 employee. So either way, it was a blessing in disguise. But it was the way she did it. I feel like she tried to control the situation.
There was some scurvy shit,
Yes,
Heather.
and to me, I feel like, here's the thing that I loved about the end of the situation, though, is I was going to write a complaint on Glassdoor.com about her. I really was. But guess what? I don't have to. I do not have to. There's 14 reviews on there about the Boston Tea Room. Only 4 of them are nice ones. All the rest of the 10 are talking about her. And now I heard with new employees, she's trying to make them sign NDAs.
That's against the law.
Actually, it's not. But she always talks about, I'm a woman-owned business. I'm a woman-owned business, and talks down about men. But how are you any different? How are you you're a woman-owned business, and it's mostly women in there except for one guy. But you got people signing NDAs. Basically, to me, that lets people know, or lets me know, you're going to be doing some scurvy shit. You're going to be abusing me because that you don't want me to talk about it. How are you, another woman, silencing other women?
Well, the difference
But
between...
you're all about the liberal, men are dogs, all this kind of shit like that. But you are silencing other women from talking about what goes on in your business because you are the one who's abusing. You are saying racist comments. You're saying condescending shit to people. You're mean to the customers. You're mean to the staff. You don't want nobody talking about it. And you're trying to silence them because you don't want to ruin your precious reputation with people in the area because she's a fake and a phony.
Oh, without a doubt.
She's not, because and honestly, I feel bad for her because all her staff that's around her that hates her. That's why her business she's stressed out. She's there 7 days a week. She can't be there 5 days. She's there 7 days a week now. She's stressed out because your staff fucking hates you, but they can't leave you because you pay them so well they can't leave you. You trap them. You entrap them.
Well, the difference between you and other people that work there, the reason why it didn't work with you is because you're older and you're wise.
Yep, and I couldn't be manipulated.
You couldn't be manipulated. The younger motherfuckers, they feel trapped.
Yep.
And so they're afraid to speak up and be assertive. They're not going to say shit.
Yep.
They don't want to rock the boat. You were like, fuck this.
Yep.
I've been in a situation like this before. I'm not going to do this again.
And I'm not going to let you be rude to me without me being rude back. I don't care if this is your business or
What
not.
fucked me up is why the fuck would you do it through a fucking email and around the holidays? Like, who the fuck?
She did an email because she didn't
want to face you.
Yes.
She's a coward.
But she used me for the witches market that weekend.
Fucking coward.
That's what she did. She knew she was going to get rid of me that weekend. She knew that she was going to be done with me
Bitch
that
and a
weekend.
coward, man. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
And she knew it. But the thing is, like I said, I didn't have to do it. One person ate her up on Glassdoor.
I bet she deserved every penny of it, too.
Every word she deserved. But they talked about even the fact that she orders some of her shit off of Etsy. But she always talks about, I get mine from overseas. I personally pick it out. I personally do this. Nope. One of the persons on there says she commits tax fraud. She buys stuff off of Etsy. That's why she's trying to silence people because she's not as upper class as she's claiming to be. That shit's overpriced in the store and she's getting it off Etsy. Yep. So many little things. To me, I'm like, wow. And it's more sad. But I noticed because it was a business that was given to her by her aunts. So she's not going to appreciate it. It was given to her.
She don't respect it.
Yes. And I think she doesn't respect it anymore because she's burnt out. But nobody in her family wants to. I asked her once. I said, "So who's going to take over the business after you?" She goes, "Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to work with her. Not even her own sisters. No family members want to work with her."
Well,
Nobody.
that's a huge fucking
I
flag
know.
for your ass telling you when your family don't want to fucking work with you.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So it's like I get it. It's a culty environment. That's why I remember when Amber was there. She used to be the reception when I first got there, and she was like, she kept saying that to me, I am out of here when I finished my master's. That's what she did. She finished her master's. She goes, I am out of here. I am out of here. And I'm like, why is she saying that? And then I figured out later on from from the managers that she's like, because she used to yell and scream at her and make her cry all the time.
Oh, fuck that.
And so it's like, and I think
I'd
at
be
least
cutting
she
your
could,
brake wires.
at least she couldn't control. Because she was in her fucking 60s. She weren't going to control her. She wasn't going to control. She's trying to get rid of I see what's happening. She's trying to get rid of all the older people because the old people, they look at her and like, I'm not listening to you.
And plus, the old people can influence the younger people to
Yep.
quit.
Yep.
She was afraid she was going to lose all her staff.
Yep.
I
And
can
I
see
know
that.
too, another thing she found out. I know she probably found it out from her manager because I was
What?
talking to Jazz about it,
About what?
and I know she found I was working on Psychic Hotline,
So fucking what?
and she wanted me to give my time to her, make her fortune. And the one I'm texting right now is one of the other girls. She was talking about how the same thing that she's like, Heather Lee wants her to teach classes, but she's like, I'm not going to because the way that the structure is working, she's like, I can't work with her. She's like, so I'm not going to end up doing it.
Yeah, she don't want to get put into a trap.
Yep. But she's entraps people. That's what the whole point
Wow.
is. NDAs entraps people. It basically says, I can abuse you. I can say my little racist comments and my
I've
little
never-
LGBTQ comments.
I would never sign
and
that shit.
I can abuse you and you can't say nothing about me.
I would never sign that shit. Anyone that signs that fucking shit, you are fucking retarded.
I know it's crazy,
You
but
are motherfucking
I have
retarded.
learned that I have learned now that I can't work for other people. That's me. I can't unless it's mutually
But it
beneficial.
is a blessing in disguise because
Unless it's mutually
you ended up.
beneficial. It has to mutually benefit me. I cannot work for any more people who feel like I'm supposed to be grateful for the scraps they give me.
But you also, it was a blessing in disguise because you ended up booking more at your salon and putting more time in for the psychic hotline. So at the end of the day, it did work out. It was fucked up the way she did it. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
But
So-
the thing is, it's sad because she does it to the inner staff, you know. And Anika had told me 2 months ago, she was like, I feel like because she's been there a minute. Same with, like I said, same with Jazz. Jazz says the only reason why she stays there is because of the money. She goes, she's so racist, she's so prejudiced, she's just so bad.
But they're not going to find another job what she's paying her an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That's why she stays because she's got a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old, so she's stuck.
Yeah.
But Anika's not. Anika's like, I can tell she wants to get rid of all her black staff because Simone told me she's been cutting all the black staff's hours. She wanted to get rid of Kai. Kai's another black girl there. She wants to get rid of all her black staff. She's tired of black people.
Wow.
Yep.
Sounds like my aunt.
But Heather Lee believes, well, I've got an adoptive daughter who's black. So, do you know how many white parents have black children and they're completely racist, especially the ones who sit there and adopt black children? I hear about the stories every time, almost all the time on TikTok. The mixed children are coming out telling their stories. The adoptive black kids are coming out telling their stories. They're telling their fucking stories. Welcome to the internet age. You have black children who grow up, or mixed, let's go biracial. Let's call it fine, mixed kids who have white moms, and their white moms calling them niggers and everything else. You're my little slaves. This is one girl's story made me actually fucking cry on TikTok. She had a white mom, black dad. Black dad disappeared, raised by white mom, and her mom was always calling her brothers and sisters slaves. You're my little
Wow.
slaves. You're my little slaves. My little nigger child. So people always think that should know. Some people like to fuck black dick but don't want black children.
And they wonder why the parents are getting murdered.
This is true. But my thing is, I'd rather somebody be upfront and honest about it. Because one of my clients, this is actually a funny story. One of my really good friends, you know, he was talking about his wife. He goes, I know my wife's preference isn't white guys. She likes black guys. That's all she likes is black guys. I go, really? He goes, yeah, but she's not going to let it out. She's not going to let me know. And I go, really? She goes, but she told me that she doesn't want black children. So because of all the adversity they would go through. So she wanted to make sure she had babies with a white guy. And to me, but at least I can understand that. I can understand that versus you having mixed kids and you plan on calling them niggers, or you don't like black. You don't like black people, but you're gonna have black babies.
See, that's what wouldn't make sense. If we were to have a kid, like we discussed this, if we are to have a kid, like you don't put your kid through that. Like your kid is not your slave.
You don't
And
call them that
You
just because they're black.
You don't fucking do that. You just don't have kids. If that's how you really
Don't have mixed
feel,
kids then.
Don't have kids if that's how you feel.
Don't have mixed kids. I'm gonna say it. Don't have mixed kids then. Stop fetishizing black dick, or either wrap it up or whatever you got to do, wrap it up. Don't have any mixed children. If you like to just fuck black dick and that's it, don't have any kids.
And white girls, I'm gonna say this shit too, and you may not like it, but I'm gonna fucking say it. If you're fucking around with a black dude, You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking get mad and blame the black dude when the guy leaves. Okay, there's reasons why guys are leaving the women. Okay, bottom line is if you're not taking care of shit, how you expect them to take care of shit? It's a fucking mutual arrangement in a relationship. You're supposed to both look out for each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, there's not a lot of that going on. But you guys are accepting these loser motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
You're accepting these
And you're having
motherfuckers
sex with these loser motherfuckers, knowing that you know that he's a fucking loser.
and
You know it.
and race aside. It's not even about a black, white, Mexican, Asian. It's this.
Stop
Bad-
dating losers.
Stop dating losers.
Stop fucking losers.
If a
There we go.
motherfucker ain't got shit to bring to the table, don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
You gotta have something. It's fucking 2025, about to be 2026. You gotta have a job. You gotta have a car. You gotta have something. You know what I'm saying? Something to the table.
Okay, here's where everybody's at nowadays.
I used to get mad.
You
Motherfuckers
know-
didn't have a fucking car working at Dollar Tree, but they be driving a little moped. You know what I'm saying? Or they can't do the bank deposit because they don't have a car. How the fuck are you a manager but you don't have a car?
Thank you. You know what's so funny, because it's one of my clients last
Stop
week.
snorting
He
your
didn't
paycheck.
he didn't understand what he's like. What is the fight on the internet about 50-50? Why does nobody want to go 50-50 with each other? I go, in what way are you talking about? He's like, I don't get it. I go, do you understand what they're talking about when they say 50-50? I go, you're married, right? He's like, yes. I go, it's in a relationship, it's 50-50 functioning. But when it comes to roles,
It's really 100.
yes. But when it comes down to, it's a function, but how you function in that, that's why we say we're not with 50-50. What the guys are talking about on the internet, these red pill guys, we call them red pill
They
guys.
want all the
conservative.
bills and everything split literally in
Yes,
half.
literally in half. But you want somebody to raise your children, and you want to put all that in the woman because you think it's the woman's job. Well, a woman can say the same thing and say, well, it's a man's job to pay all the bills. And he's like, no, it's not. It's your job to cook and clean as the woman, but I expect you to go out and work and pay half of this $1,000 rent, half of this $1,000 car payment, half, and I want you to look up to me, submit to me, I be the authority figure. No, we are roommates and we are friends. Nope. Because that's a functioning friendship and roommate agreement.
Basically.
It is. But when you have certain functions as a whole, like me and you, we have functions as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm the secretary of the household. I make sure all the bills are paid when it comes down to making sure they get checked off.
She's
all
the
that
analyst.
Shit.
She knows like literally the window of everything
Yes.
and when it can be paid.
Jason pays the majority of the bills. He makes the most money. But in our household, that works as a better function. I believe for me and Jason, y'all, I'm just saying me and Jason, it works better when he makes the most money. It does. In our household, I like the masculine to make the money. I think it brings out the best in a man. I don't know why, but guess what though? My income though, I help out too.
Yeah.
Jason gives me the money and to pay the bills. If something doesn't get paid, guess whose face he's looking at? Mine. He's looking at my face.
She knows.
You know, he looked at my face. He gives me the money. I put the money where it's supposed to go. I take care of groceries, the odds and ends, shit like that. We still function as a whole. But is Jason the authority figure in our household? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Do I look up to Jason? Yes, I do. Do I
Aw.
follow Jason's orders? Yes, I do. Is it the Jason show when I get home? Yes, it is.
Sometimes.
But Jason pays for those services, though. Jason,
I take care of my motherfucking business.
thank you. Jason's my job.
And that's
is
really
to
what
make-
we're saying.
Yes,
Is like take care of your
my
business.
job is to make sure when he comes home that he's comforted. So when he goes back out into the workforce next day, he's well slept.
Yep.
He has his food, his lunches, his dinner. I make his life easier at home.
You really
so he
do.
can come and rest after dealing with fuckery at work. You know, people don't realize that's what it's all about. He comes home to a nurturing environment.
Yes. Peaceful.
You know, so that's how our marriage functions. Everybody's relationship is just different. But for me, I like the man to be the authority figure, somebody that I look up to.
But here's the thing, though, too, and I want to add on this. I appreciate that first off. But a lot of it, you got to be, it boils down to communication and being transparent
Yep, and
with
find
your
out what
partner.
works for you guys.
Being transparent, like sitting down saying, okay, what is our strengths? What is our weaknesses? What are we good at? What are you good at? What am I good at?
Jason's
and then
an excellent worker.
come
I
up
am
with
lazy
balance.
as fuck.
Oh my God.
Jason is an excellent
She
excellent
will not mop
worker.
the floor to save her life.
I am lazy as fuck
But
when
she
it comes
does she
down.
does clean stuff though.
Yes, I do. But I'm a person that believes in paying people to do it.
I have OCD. I
Yes,
can't sit
Jason's got.
still.
Thank you.
If I see
See, my
if I
stuff
see
stay.
7 things in the sink, that's to me that's dirty.
That is, see, Jason's he's weird like that, but that's okay. But everybody's relationship functions different. Like, for instance, I have a client where she loves to be the breadwinner. She's got a really good job, but guess what? She's not a kid person. But she loves her children, but she's not a kid person. Her husband is a stay-at-home husband. That's how they function.
Yeah.
But it works for them. It works just fine. They've been married 23 years. There's no grasping. It's all about the individuals, how it works. It's all about how you function. But the whole 50-50 splitting everything down the middle and then expecting certain things, no, because that's not the dynamic you're looking for.
Well, you got to break it down. You got to say, look,
What
what
dynamic are you looking
what are
for?
we bringing to the table?
Yes,
You
what
know,
dynamic?
a lot of relationships fall apart because they don't sit down
And
and
talk
have
about
those
it.
discussions. They just basically be fucking and sucking and whatever.
Then they have babies.
And then have babies, and then later on they're trying to talk about what they want. Well, it's too late, bitch. It's too late, motherfucker. Like, you waited too long. You can't fucking be last minute talking about, oh, well, I didn't want this, and I wanted that, and I want to have this. Okay, well, you need to have those conversations. Because Kathy and I learned the hard way.
Oh,
You
God,
know,
yeah.
we learned the hard fucking way because we're talking from experience. We didn't have that conversation. We weren't transparent with one another. And because of that, our relationship kind of suffered a little bit. But as we started to realize that there was something missing, and it was that. I remember we sat down in a conversation on a couch, and it was when I was working at my last job, and we were sitting on the couch, and the thing is with Kathy is she would make sure I'd always have a certain amount in my check every week. After bills were paid, she would try to leave me something in my check so I wasn't completely broke. As a man, you got to have a couple dollars in your pocket. And so she would be afraid to ask me for, a specific amount every week. And I remember telling her, I was like, babe, this is how much my check is. But it took me to be transparent with her. I wasn't transparent with her, and that was my bad. But when I sat down on the couch and I said, this is how much my check is. This is what I average if I don't do overtime, and this is what I average if I do overtime. And then that's when you started to get it, and you're like, okay, so from now on, I'm going to ask you. And I remember you told me, you said, from now on, I'm going to ask you for this amount, and I don't want to hear anything about it. I said,
Right.
I'm fine with that. But it took me to be transparent for me to say, hey, I'm making this much. Let's take care of the bills.
Right.
Because we were starting to fall behind the bills. I remember because they cut the overtime, they cut the training right before I left the job, and I wasn't making the same amount of money. I was making like $300 less, which in the
Made a
scheme of
difference.
things, that
It
made a
makes a
huge fucking difference because all of a
Especially
sudden we're
now.
looking at our bills and we're like, holy shit, like we're starting to get behind 300, 600, 900. You were getting behind the salon. Like there was just a lot of shit going on. So I had to make that step. And I remember when we sat down and had that conversation, from that point on, it worked out because then you would be like, each week, if my check was this much, you'd be like, okay, we're going to take this much for the bills. And then this leaves you this much, and like you do now.
Yep.
And then you'll be like, okay, then this goes for the savings, this goes for this and this.
But it's like you have to work out your functions in the relationship.
Communicate, people.
You really, really do.
That's what it is.
But I just feel like so many people nowadays are getting into relationships when they're not built.
they're not
I
ready.
kind of feel
They're
I
not
feel
ready.
like this, and I'm watching it with females and guys, but I'm really seeing it in the guys. The guys really want women to really do the whole split everything down the middle,
Yep.
but you want them to submit to you and fuck you and suck you, and you want them to,
But you ain't bringing shit.
and at all, and they're moving in with the chicks.
Oh,
They're moving in. It's like it kind of makes me wonder because I was this chick.
that's a trap.
Why are the chicks having their shit together and the guys aren't? And the guys want to move in with the girl. Or if the guy has his own shit and the girl moves in with him, all of a sudden, even though he's been paying for his own shit,
Yep.
all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I need you to pay 50% of my rent." Hold on, you already been paying your shit.
Yep.
So but you want me to move in with you, so you should be still covering majority of your shit. I can see you saying, "Babe, because we're gonna be using more ass wipe, more food, more so and so." You pitch in,
Exactly.
But other than that, I feel like people are just coming together and they're not ready yet. One of my clients recently, he just said to me, he's like, I just want a woman. I go, why don't you go with the brotherhood? Go get you a guy roommate. Y'all can both roommate, save money, and then when y'all both ready, y'all can just branch off and go get wives or girlfriends, whatever the fuck y'all gonna get. And he's like, I don't want to move in with a guy. Oh, so you think it's okay to move in with a girl? That's what I'm saying. Why aren't the guys going to the brotherhood? Stop moving in with chicks. You want to mooch off the chicks. And that's what I'm finding a lot of guys want to do. They want to mooch off the girls. But then they'll say, well, these girls are all gold diggers. No, you want women to come into your life, pay 50% of the bills, but you want to be able to fuck her when you want to. And in the bargaining chip is fucking. I'm sorry, it is. Something wrong with the computer?
No, let's go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going.
Fucking is the negotiation piece. I'm sorry. I'm not paying. This is just me though. If I'm paying 50% of the bills and we're cutting everything straight down the middle, I don't gotta fuck you if I don't want to. I get to say no if I don't want to fuck you. I get to say no when I want to. Doesn't mean I don't want to fuck you, but you don't get to be like drop draws when you don't get to do that.
No,
because
the
we're
date.
roommates.
No, the date on the computer. It said 11/24.
Oh.
So it's not 11/24. It's
No, it's
12/15.
It's 11:46.
No, I'm talking about the date.
Oh, but that's how I feel because the guys on the internet be just going back and forth feuding with the girls, and I be watching the comments, laughing and stuff. But it's like, here's the bargaining chip. It always comes down to sex. If you give me roommate and friend status where we're splitting everything down in like roommates and friends, you're a friend with benefits, which means I get to pick and choose when I fuck you. And I might possibly have my own room too. So, no. You want authority figure, you have to be the authoritative figure.
And here's another thing I'm going to say, fellas.
Which means you have to make more money.
And this might make you upset, but hopefully, if anything, it'll motivate your ass. You shouldn't want to live off someone else. You should want to have your own place until you're ready to be with someone. Because if you're not able to bring anything to the table, if you're not like a hard worker, if you're just lazy, then stay to yourself.
Yes,
Stay
go
with
get
yourself,
a
get your
guy
own-
roommate.
go live
Stop
in a-
moving in with the girls.
Yeah.
Men, go get guy roommates. Go to the brotherhood. Stop going to the sisterhood.
Women too, though.
Women-
Ladies, okay, stop getting with these motherfuckers, moving in, and then
And then expecting, stop giving wifey duties like having his babies and shit, knowing you haven't married him.
No, what I was gonna say is don't fucking move in with them if you ain't got shit either.
Is that too?
Like, don't fucking move in if you ain't
Go
got.
to the sisterhood. Build.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We need more roommates.
Yes, we need more sisterhoods.
What's wrong with
and
roommates?
brothers. Thank you. Correct.
Roommates, you can fucking make food together.
Yep.
Like I remember a place I stayed at. It was like a frat house.
The
and
brotherhood and the sisterhood.
Yep.
That's what we need.
Yep.
The brotherhood. Women who are single and not ready to get married, who are just casually dating, who want to be independent and save their money, get ready for their own
Yeah.
life. Roommate with other females.
Remember the frat house I was at? Everybody
Yes,
used
you
to
were.
come over there and
Men
make food.
roommate with
and
other men.
We'd watch movies together, all kinds
Everybody
of shit.
stop moving in with each other. For
Yeah.
what?
For real.
Doesn't make no damn
Unless
sense.
you ain't bringing, unless you bringing shit to the table, stay by yourself.
Yeah.
I guess that's really today's message. Unless you're bringing something to the table, stay by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can do bad by yourself. You
Yep.
don't need to fucking bring someone else down too.
Yep.
And then all these ladies out here having these multiple fucking kids out here, man.
Why are you having babies knowing you're broke? Please stop.
Thank
I
you.
just don't understand. And you
Thank
guys
you.
have to realize too, if you guys don't wake the fuck up, if the food stamp shit didn't wake you guys fucking up to what the government can do to you guys at
Yeah.
any time to you and your fucking kids,
Yeah.
stop having them.
And they're doing it on purpose
Yes,
because
they're
motherfuckers
showing
are
you.
milking the fucking system.
They're showing you what's to come. You guys are going to have to go to work. They're going to be cutting your benefits. They're going to be cutting. This is no longer your grandmothers and your great grandmothers, your aunties, and all the little hood rat chicks.
Yep.
Y'all all gave each other advice to tell each other, just have babies. You go get on the welfare system.
Yep.
Well, guess what? That's shortly
They're about
coming
to cut
an
that
end.
shit.
You guys, the warning is out there.
And
We have
guys,
a new administration system and also a
Yes.
new world. So that way of the 1900s is not going to work in the 2000s anymore. They are letting you guys know. They've done count on people now. Ever since COVID, they are counting everything now. So they know who's doing what. And they're cutting you off. And they're not going to, the federal government's not going to be funding these programs anymore. They've
no, they're
cut most of
cutting
them.
people. And I will say this as we're getting towards the end of the show. We had a lot to unpack here.
I know, right?
I'm really happy that that guy got recognition for walking that kid home,
Oh
or
yeah.
walking him to school. And I guess he talked to the parent too. CPS got involved. Don't have your kid walking out without shoes and a hat. It's winter time out. It's like 10 below right
And
now.
and the guy was crying
He was crying.
because he was like, "What if this was one of my kids? Somebody could have snatched her up. You never see your
Yeah.
kid again."
And the sad thing is, we're in a society where he couldn't even put her in his car
Nope.
because they would look at it like he was, you know, kidnapping or
Kidnapping. Yep.
something.
So he walked with her 10
He
blocks.
walked with her all the way. I think it was like 10 blocks. And kudos to him, man. Like, he made the news and everything, and they talked to him. There should be more people out there like that. Like, parents should
And people
not.
should be parents.
Yeah, some people should just not be fucking parents. Like, if you're not taking care of your business, don't fucking have kids. And with
Yep.
that, we're out of here, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. And again, man, show some fucking compassion, humanity. There's a lot of people out here homeless, man. Like, give something. I don't care if it's something you don't use anymore or something brand new. Give something to somebody, man.
That's true.
You
I
know,
like that.
there's-
I like that.
and-
Donate.
Yeah, donate something. You know,
You know you're not using it. You know it's sitting in your house getting dust and shit. Donate it.
exactly.
And
with-
don't donate it to no fucking Salvation Armies and thrift stores and shit.
no, give it to a
because-
person.
Yes. And give it to them for free. Because once you
Yes.
take it to them donation places, they're going to put a price tag on
They're
it
gonna sell
and
it.
sell it. No.
And with that, man, we're out of here. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and we'll see y'all back here next Monday for more Talking Nude.
Bye-bye.
That's a good episode. Another fabulous, fantastic, spectacular episode of
Talking Nude.
where we talk some real, live, raw shit. That's why we call the show.
Talking Nude.
I mean, we could call it something else, but then it just wouldn't have the same kick. That's why we call it.
Talking Nude.
Like, could you imagine this cold weather? We just take off our clothes and run around outside and we start.
Talking Nude.
But no, then I'll fucking be sick again. I'll be mad. I'll be hacking and coughing and won't be able to be.
Talking Nude.
Exactly. It'd be some bullshit. Kathy would be sitting there talking about, take some NyQuil and stop.
Talking Nude.
Exactly. I'd have to get better. It'd just be some bullshit. I'd have to just fucking.
Talking Nude.
I couldn't talk nude. I couldn't talk at all because I'd just be hacking fucking congestion and mucus and there wouldn't be no more show.
You're so silly.
It would be like the Kathy show.
Yep.
I'd be at home fucking on NyQuil.
Ah.
Have a good week, everybody.
Uh.